It was going on YouTube channel. It's charged down again, y'all. Just that go hard or go home channel. Okay, today I'm gonna be going hard about this 80-20 rule thing. I've done a couple of videos about it and the toxic mentality that it is, and it's holding men back from greatness. Okay, it is what it is. Turn my notes over here so I can get to this in a second. Before I get into that, thank y'all very much for all the subscribers I've been getting. If you ain't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button. By the time we hit the end of this video, you're probably gonna do it anyway. All right, here's the deal. I'm gonna talk about the difference between you got some guys in the 80, this so-called 80%. Let me talk a little bit about this first, okay? This 80-20 rule. It's supposedly that it's 80% of guys who are unattractive women, 20% of guys who are. And we're gonna go over that a little bit in a minute here. All right. And this is being fed a lot by a lot of guys on the internet, which I have a problem with too, because this is toxic. It's not good for guys. I got about good 4 points I'm about to go over here in a little bit, and we're gonna talk about why none of this junk makes any sense at all, any sense at all. Okay, let's get started. But what's the difference between the 80% guy and the 20% guy? Okay, sometimes they try to say it's money. All right, you got a lot of people trying to say it's money, but that's really to make it harder for some guys who just need to really understand that it's not money. It's not money. It's a state of mind. It can't be money because if you go and you look around yourself, don't just watch the internet and social media and stuff. Go look around yourself and see there are good looking women with men who ain't got no money. And they don't look good either. I seen that. And you've seen that. So what does really boil down to? This is a state of mind on the man. And I don't try to drag jump out. So we go ahead and let me find my bullet. Hey, we're gonna make this a shot to the dome. We're gonna start talking about some of these 80% beliefs and how they're toxic and how they're holding you back as a man. All right? But it can't be money. It's gotta be your mind. Because if your mind ain't set up for that, to get to the money, you ain't gonna get it anyway. So, and you got guys, like I just said, there's two reasons that are getting women and good looking women and don't have no money. All right? We're going to get into some of these 80% beliefs. Okay? They talk about marriage and custody laws with children and this stuff, and that they don't favor men. Okay? Now, I'm going to take a two kind of pronged approach to this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you like this. Most of those laws, if you're being logical as a man and you're really paying attention to it, that's why I say it's toxic. That's coming from a feelings point of view. But if you really sit there and look at them, those laws really don't benefit the breadwinner. And I'm saying the breadwinner right now. When I get into this later, a little bit out of this, we'll talk about something else. All right? Check this out. I don't know if y'all know who Mary J. Blige is, but she's a very famous singer. Okay? Mama made a lot of money. She got divorced a couple of years back, but she was the breadwinner. She's the one who made the most money in the household, is providing lifestyle and stuff like that. This woman wound up paying her husband $30,000 a month, right? For alimony until they were divorced for about a year. And if you want to find out about that, you can look it up. But I'm telling you, that was a woman, and the divorce happened, and she was the breadwinner, and she had to pay. That brings me into my next situation I'm going to tell y'all about. See, because these rules, the 80 and 20 is Those 20% of guys that are top of making the rules. Women never made the rules. Never have. Okay? Not the ones we got now. They may be active on changing the ones we got now and talking to them, but they didn't make none of the ones we got now. None. What I want to talk about in this next one, though, is people like Tom Brady, okay, who also got a divorce. There's a lot of guys on the internet complaining about that and crying about it and everything, but you never heard Tom Brady cry about it. You never heard Tom Brady cry about his divorce. And the reason why is because he didn't give a damn. In his particular situation, the rules benefited him. He gave his wife a little bit of half or whatever you want. Okay, I'm going about my business. Because he could have stopped playing football. He could have done what she asked. He didn't. He stayed on his purpose as a man. That's his thing. I'm going to play football. Is she going to accept it or not? She didn't. He let her go. Gave her the money. Gave her a house or two. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Now, people might be saying, well, a poor guy can't do that. But see, they proportion it down to what you got going on. So it's not really not you're not getting benefited by it. It's how you use it. Tom Brady is definitely a top 20, 10% guy. Rich, football player, blah, 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 all the other good stuff. Think he worried about, I'm going to give you this little bit of stuff so I can go on? No. I don't know why the 80% holds up beliefs like this, but they don't benefit anybody unless you just intend on staying at 8%. Most guys are going to start off there because everybody got to start somewhere. But like I'm telling you, it's not about money. It's about a mindset. It's about how you look at these things. You can have a guy who don't have as much Tom Brady, gets divorced. Okay, his wife, they don't have a house. She didn't get the house. He got to give her so much money, and that's it. Really? It's kind of the same thing. I'll move on because a lot of people don't. A lot of people like arguing that one, and I'm not going. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what that is. Look at the fact that a woman had to pay the same consequences because she was a breadwinner. That's the first one. And number two, a breadwinner, Tom Brady, who already got a jump together, like, okay, I'm just gonna roll out. Take this right here and then go ahead and go. That is a benefit. I'm just showing y'all that. But y'all in the comments let me know what y'all think about that one. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they go to this thing where like women only find 20% of men unattractive. Men attractive. They only find 20% of men attractive. Well, these same groups, and that's why I keep saying it's toxic. It's a toxic way of thinking. If you're going against logic, because logic already tells you, and you've already determined, and most of us guys have already determined that attraction for women has to do with money, power, and success. So with that being the case, yeah, if you don't have those things, and we already know only about 20% of men are getting those things because only 20% of this is what I'm saying is holding you back from greatness. If you think it's okay for you to stay at 80%, which you being told this by the manosphere and other stuff like that, it's not. Logic dictates that if 20% of men are getting women, then all men need to be trying to move towards that in some type of way. And it's just mentality. It's really not a whole lot of money. It's not believing this garbage. That's really what it is. All right? Watch this, y'all. I'm going to show you real crazy on this one. Here's another one, the third one. One of the third ones I found from them. We live in a matriarchy. Men have been depowered, and we live in a matriarchy. And this is total straight BS. Okay? Look, guys, if this is a matriarchy, then why are women fighting for all of this equality? They're not just fighting for equality from males anymore. Now they're fighting for equality from transgender males who transgender to being females. They don't want them in their sports. Go look it up. Go look it up and see. They don't want them in their sports. They don't want this and that. And I agree with the women on that one because women can't dominate in women's sports if it's men playing women's sports. Now, people don't want to say that transgender is not. Look, if a transgender person dies and they bury him and they dig him up 30 years later and all they got is bones and DNA, they're going to determine the sex of this person, not what they thought they were. But I agree with the women. They can't even dominate in their sports no more because now you got men in there. And they're having to admit there's differences between men and women. So, I mean, in matriarchy, there's no way that there is. Who are women asking for their independence from? Who? Children? You got men, women, and children on this planet. I ain't seen no aliens yet. Maybe so, maybe we coming. And maybe by the time somebody watching this way in the future, it might be aliens here, but there's not none here now. So if women are asking for all this independence and saying we need equality, who you need it to? Logic dictates in this situation, guys, that there's no matriarchy. There must be a patriarchy. That's why I keep telling you all the rules got wrote by men. Those rules to keep those child custody laws and all those rules and stuff like that are to keep other men from having to pay for your mistakes because you picked the wrong one. That's really what it is. Okay, you went out there and you picked the wrong woman. That's fine. But if this girl can't go back on the economy with these kids and all this stuff and everybody else got to pay for it, and you still got that going on with the rules. You even with the rules, you still have some people that's not doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is a very toxic. This 80-20 rule thing is a very toxic mentality that's been spun a certain way by guys on the internet trying to make money, women on the internet trying to make money, but they're telling you stuff that is really going against the very human nature fabric of how this works. There's no way you live in a matriarchy. There's no way. If it was so, women would be asking for independence from you. Somebody drop a comment and tell me about that. Either way, let me go ahead because we'll keep beating this. There's another one they got. Men need to get their power back. Now, men never lost power. We just discussed this patriarchy thing. We just did. There's no way you lost your power if women are asking for independence from you. Just think about that. Okay? And there's a lot more of those, but I mean, we could keep going and going and going, and it's because it's just it's a it's a big thing, but it's toxic, guys. It's something that you don't need to be believing in Alpha Squad. All right, you gotta believe in you, and you gotta do what's right for you. But this junk right here, this 80-20 rule and all that stuff right there, I'm telling you, the 20% is a mindset, y'all. It's based off a lot of the stuff that I just got done telling y'all because you can't get to 20% without logic. You can't get the money without logic. You can't get the nothing without logic. Okay? And I just showed y'all a bunch of logic in those situations. If guys ever want to get out of the 80%, I had to do it myself. You had to let go of the non-logical BS. That's the real way out of the 80%. That's the real way. You gotta let go of the illogical BS. So I want to know what y'all think about that. I think there's ideas that these ideas just explain are very toxic because if you believe in them, that makes you feel hopeless and powerless. But I just got done telling you also that you're not hopeless and powerless. You're very much, if you're a male, you're very much in power. Very much so. Women are asking for independence from you. Nobody asks for independence from somebody who they're not subordinate to. Y'all try to comments, let me know what y'all think. But this has been Tarzana, y'all, and this is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. If you ain't done so, get subscribed, hit like, subscribe, share, and join the Alpha Squad. And drop the comments, let me know what y'all thinking. But I'm out of here on this one, y'all. Peace.